A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. And today when I was going through the comment section and I decided to answer them. First, let me read the comment. The comment says, it is written by Ardhanarishwar Ek Atmik Yatra. And the comment is, in ascension journey, to what extent should the toxicity of the parents be tolerated? Is ascension journey all about keep forgiving and tolerate mental abuse from parents, especially narcissistic ones? Please reply. Okay, now I'm not going to give any biased answers. I'm going to give you an answer which is actually going to help you. Okay, but you need to understand that this answer that I'm going to give you is in layers, and the whole intention is to make you feel relief, to make you relax, to make you calm down. Okay, and you will by the end of this video, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So, layer number one is that yes, there is narcissism, there is toxicity, there are lots and lots of things that it's difficult to handle, especially when you're doing inner work and you're trying to break free from the templates and the patterns. But you would know personally also, you would know it very well, what type of abuse you have gone through. Because I also know of cases where I honestly feel that no child should go through that type of abuse. No one deserves to go through. I have personally spoken to people who were sexually abused by one of their parents. I have personally spoken to people who were passed around by their parent. I have spoken to people who have gone through such horrendous things done by their family members or their parents that it's difficult to accept. Even for me as a healer or as a reader, as a therapist, I have told them to, just get away from all of that. But if the abuse that you're speaking about is based on toxicity, is based on lessons, somehow in your heart that they are also victim of their parents or their grandparents, or you personally understand that all of this toxicity is actually being passed down from one generation to another. There are lots of things that they must be doing, the parents must be doing, which are completely happening because they are also heavily programmed. Okay, and you are in that template for a reason. This is layer number one and layer number two. Layer number three is that you have also grown exponentially and you have grown a lot because of the template that you're in. If you're doing inner work today, there is a big reason and there's a big contribution by those people who are sort of not really very nice to you. But I have also noticed one more thing with people in the Twinflame ascension journey or star seed ascension journey, that even though they have a lot of toxicity, but if you're in a big trouble, if you're really going through actual pain or trouble, these are the people who are going to be by your side. They may or may not be in a great capacity or a big capacity, but at least they would be better than a lot of other people, because many people depend on their family members or their parents or their siblings for a certain stipulated period of time of their dark night phase, where they may not be paying any bills, they may not be helping in the family, they may not be contributors, they may not be taking care of the liabilities or the responsibilities, they may not be sharing or splitting the financial or the bills are, but still everyone is looking after them, or still they have a safe place to be in. Maybe they have a roof above their head, or maybe they have something going on, at that point in time, and it's because of the family members or because of the parents or because of the caregivers around them. They may not be perfect caregivers, they may not be the best caregivers, but they are not that bad. Some of you are also in that template because certain psychic abilities, certain mediumship qualities, certain healing abilities, certain powers, certain gifts, they have been passed down to you from that template. Maybe one of your parents also has psychic abilities, maybe your grandparents have it. So instead of going it directly to their parents, to your parents, it has gone up to you. Or maybe it is simply getting passed down from one generation to another, to another, to another. Like I spoke to one person who told me that they have certain psychic abilities and gifts being passed down from past 5 generations. Okay. So I'm sure they also have these issues. They may have also had these troubling times, because it's not literally easy to deal with inner work situations or deal with psychic abilities or deal with mediumship abilities. A lot of these gifts They are not easy to master and they are not easy to handle. So sometimes we need to be in a template. Like in my own template, just an example, I have seen such crazy things since my childhood that if I actually would go up to someone in my school and tell them that this is what, I've seen in my huge family setup, they would think that this is not even real. This only happens in Harry Potter movies. I mean, it's not like Harry Potter movies also. It's different, it's a different thing, it's a different world. But yes, a lot of mystical interventions and a lot of gifts, I have seen it already. In some cases, a lot of you people could be having forefathers, you could be having people in your lineage who might be possessing some really wonderful qualities like confidence based. I'm not talking about only the mystical gifts, but maybe some of your family members were in great government jobs, like in big positions. Maybe they were in politics, maybe they were really well connected. And some of those qualities, some of those stories of valor you have heard, maybe one of your forefather was a revolutionary, maybe somebody in your family, a lady, was a strong matriarch. So you may have grown up listening to their stories, and those stories, those talks were very, very important because they're also part of programming. So what is usually seen in most of your templates is that you might be having some negative elements because they're very much important for your growth, for your spiritual growth, for the healing purpose of not only your template but overall, because Earth's healing is also happening at the same time. So we cannot be that selfish or that moody or that upset all the time that we only think about us. What about me? Me. In fact, twin flame starseeds are not like that. So also to awaken their selflessness quotient, their empathetic quotient, their compassionate nature, they have to meet or they have to look at certain people who reflect huge amount of narcissistic qualities and who are extremely attached to the world. Let me tell you in simple words what is a narcissist, because there's so much going on about narcissism. The main crux, the main foundation of the narcissist is a narcissist cares a lot about the worldly world, about the 3D world. They're extremely hugely connected to the sansaric reality. Whereas a person who's doing inner work may not be that attached. So what they're also giving to you is a contrast, is a huge contrast. Like they would definitely tell you that you should get married, you should have children, you should get into a job. And when they see you that you're not doing any of those things that most people in the worldly reality are doing, they might be getting a little trouble thinking that what's going to happen to your life. If you don't have children, who's going to take care of you? If you don't have a husband or a wife, who's going to look after you when you're sick or when you're ill? Maybe sometimes I understand there is toxicity, but there has to be some good things also. And we also need to learn how to outgrow or cross over from these narcissistic energies. Like we cannot always remain stuck in the narcissistic reality. And that's why I say medicine is not the cure for narcissistic abuse. Anger is not the cure. Forgiveness is the cure. But with the touch of spirituality and ascension work and inner work. Why? Because that will make you strong and you can actually appear, or you can just stand in front of them as an example. Like you can be the one to show them that inner work is truly the greatest lifestyle, because when they see your success, they will be proven wrong and they want to be proven wrong. Like every time they tell you, they force you to do certain things, like you should do it like how the worldly people are doing. Maybe even in case of divorces, I've seen some of the twin flames have gone through divorces, the star seeds, they're not very happy in their relationships, in the materialistic sansaric karmic relationships. The parents keep telling them, don't break it up, because you need to stick on to that relationship. What are other people gonna say if you get divorced? What are other people gonna talk about you? Maybe we will get boycotted from the society. Maybe no one is gonna come to our house after that. So they say all these things. But when you actually take the step which is healthy for your mental peace or for your overall peace, it's extremely imperative for you to actually show the inner work, to be able to reflect, to be able to walk the talk, to be able to practice what you preach. Like you can tell your family members about spirituality, you can tell them about all the good things, but if you don't show them the change in you, they will never believe it. They will never buy it from you. So I'm not saying that your whole goal should be to convince them, but now that you've stopped convincing people, you have stopped pleasing the 3D world, the sansaric reality, you also have to stop acting in ways where you are constantly getting upset from them or allowing them to press your buttons. Let me explain this to you in a simple way. For example, your family members or your parents walk up to and tell you that, hey, you're useless, you're a loser, you cannot even do this, look at your brother, look at your sister, or look at your cousin, or look at that neighbor's son or daughter, whatever. Look at them, how great they are doing in life. You're not doing anything. You just sit here and you talk about strange things. So, as soon as they say this to you, you get extremely upset. You are totally angry. You're so mad. You're so upset. Or maybe in some other cases, you could be extremely sad. You could be extremely upset. You could be actually literally believing everything they say, taking it very literally and losing your mind and losing your cool. Okay, and then feeling literally like a hopeless person and believing in every single thing that they said to you. Maybe they said it just to get a reaction from you, or maybe they said it just to wake you up, because see, they are not doing inner work, they are not in ascension. So according to them, whatever you're doing is stupid, because it's taking you away from your success. It is taking you away from your materialistic success, taking you away from a happy worldly life. At least that's what they want from you, or for you also. So they have a remote control in their hand and they're simply pressing the buttons. And every time they press the buttons, they can change the channel. And you have become that person whose channels they can change, or whose reactions they can get via that remote control. If you stop reacting to them, or if you stop taking seriously whatever they say and then just keep doing your work or doing whatever you love, then eventually you will take that remote control back from them. Second thing is, for example, it could also be possible that you do feel like that you were enabled as a child, like you were given only materialistic love, not real love, and now you want to walk away from that person's shadow or whosoever's shadow you were in, and they come up to you and they praise you or they offer you a lot of gifts. Like every time you try to do something different, you get into a spiritual path, or you want to achieve something on your own, they come up to you and they make you weak by offering you something which is like a fancy present, or they keep telling you how great you are, amazing you are, this, that. So excess of anything is bad. So this is where you have to control your urges and you have to stop and you have to be like, no, I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to do it on my own, and I'm not going to accept any pampering, any excessive pampering, or any gifts or anything of that nature that makes me weak and codependent. So both ways you can look at it. Whether they praise you, that makes you codependent and you just forget about all the hard work you're doing. They praise you 2-3 times and then you go like, oh, they are so wonderful, they're so perfect. And then 2 days later, they will give you something opposite. And you might literally be like, 2 days back or a week back, I was going to do something great, but they praised me and I became so puffed up with that praise, or I started pleasing them. I just left everything and I started talking to them and hanging out with them and spending so much time with them that I actually gave up on whatever I was doing, which was inner work related or your project related or your mission related or anything of that nature which required you to focus. But because of the praise and appreciation, you just started feeling that, I don't need to do this. So both are dangerous. Getting controlled by other people's praises and getting controlled by other people's criticism, both are very dangerous in the ascension journey. So toxicity means what? The toxicity is not just outside of you, the toxicity is also within you, and you need to figure out where it is and then release it, because it will be in the form of a wound. And it will be triggering you because you need to heal it. So it is triggering you. If you have a wound over here and it's triggering you, it's hurting you, but you're just trying to cover it up, you're in denial that it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it is going to create some issue, some problem, and that could be in the form of argument, it could be in the form of debate. Because when you heal your wounds, whatever people say, it doesn't really matter to you, and they also stop saying those things. Sometimes a big fight is required to shut them, or sometimes, which I personally feel is very important, is to show it to them by reflecting it and by projecting it in by your own self. You are the person, you are the one via you, it has to flow through, so that they are able to see it. That if you can achieve things without their support or without their appreciation and with so many difficulties, if you're able to do something path breaking, or if you're able to be yourself, just your authentic self, it can be a small thing, it can be a big thing, it can be anything. Something which is small for you may be very big for me, or something which is very big for me may be very small for you. It all depends on what template you're in. So I hope I've answered the question. All I want to say is that you need to learn how to chill also. And if you can chill with all these energies, within all this toxicity, and as you said, that mental abuse, first of all, you need to understand what is the degree. If you feel it is too abusive, if you feel it is mental abuse or some kind of abuse that you cannot tolerate, then you don't have to be in that place. You can move out. You can take your own place. You can get your own job. You can get your own work. You can get your own things going, and you can do your own thing. But if you're not able to do that, let's face the reality, if you're not able to do that, for whatever XYZ reasons, comfort, luxury, or maybe just presence, whatever it is that you're there for, or whatever they're providing to you, they are providing something to you. So you are basically under their flagship only, if that's the case. So your situation is something that you would know better. If in case you feel that you have a very unique situation and you genuinely need help on that, then you can write down, you can comment below and explain to me your situation. I might reply through the comment section, or I might do a separate video like this, okay? But ascension journey is a lifestyle, and you will keep meeting so many narcissistic people because challenges never end. Trust me. But what increases because of inner work is your courage, is your strength, is your own non-reactiveness, is your own ability, is your own independence. So when you're independent, when you're a free being, when you're a sovereign being, you won't really care how many challenges are given to you, because you got the support of your masters, and you got the support of source, and you got your inner work, you got your spiritual practice to back you up. So you are stronger, you can face it all, and you can face it with a smile in some cases. You can also get into narcissistic abuse therapy with me, where we specially tackle a lot of these wounds, or we tackle a lot of these situations, a lot of these inhibitions, problems, personal things that you need to work on, a lot of programming patterns, a lot of template issues. Then you can work with me and get the hand-holding help, but you need to be in the frame of mind to work on yourself and to change yourself. It cannot be like you're going to be very difficult, you don't want to change, but you still want to see a big change. The change has to come from within. And I know that all of you wonderful people are actually quite inner work oriented, and you want to work on yourself. That's why you ask me these amazing questions from time to time. So all the details are given in the description box. You can also write to me at this email address. And I will see you soon in another one. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.